Hey guys, so today we're going to go into a topic, it's that dirty little B word that everyone is scared of. Now, I know what you're thinking, and it's not that. This one is about bankruptcy. Did you know bankruptcy is first of all, I like to say it's a stigma, because a lot of times people think bankruptcy is attributed to someone who's poor or broke. It's more attributed to someone who's probably just broken because they went through a financial detriment or something. They had a medical catastrophe. But in regards to bankruptcy, there are some good and bad reasons to file bankruptcy. One of the things, I actually just had a conversation with my barber the other day. And, we were talking about, people who we personally know who had to file bankruptcy. And one of the things that I shared with him is that, the only time I ever recommend bankruptcy is if someone is having their wages garnished. Now, I'm not an attorney, so this isn't my disclaimer. This isn't, legal information. But bankruptcy is really just asset protection. Bankruptcy is, you kind of reorganizing. It's commonly referred to as BK. And you have two types. You have 7 and you have Chapter 13. Now, Chapter 7 is where they wipe out your debt completely. All right. Chapter 13 is where you have a wage arrangement for you to pay your bills back over the course of maybe 3 to 5 years. Now, the thing that I want you to understand, let's say you do have to go through bankruptcy. It's not the end of the world. A lot of the bankruptcy laws have changed, and even from a financing standpoint, they've made it a little more friendlier for people who are just coming out of bankruptcy. I'm one of those half glass, half full type of individuals. And what I tell my clients, because I always want them to remain optimistic, when you come out of bankruptcy, think about it. You get to start over. You have a clean slate. You can start fresh. They just wiped out your debt. And so when that happens, generally the banks are trying to throw money at you. Of course, you want to be a little bit more responsible. So, and then even with the 13, even though you're going through the wage earners program, once you come out of that, you also have a clean slate. Okay. Now, in regards to bankruptcy, keep in mind, again, it's not because you're poor. That's one of the most common misconceptions that people think. It's almost like people are scared to tell another individual, oh, I had to file bankruptcy. Now, of course, you're not going to blab it to the world and just tell anyone in your vicinity. But understand, you don't have to feel ashamed if you are going through bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is just reorganization. Think about it. Or I'll give you an example. Have you ever drove down the street and you see a gas station, a service store, a bodega, wherever part of the country you're at, and there's a store that's always been there, but it says under new management. And then you happen to go inside and it's the exact same people working there. Odds are they probably filed bankruptcy. Maybe they were being sued. Maybe they had some back taxes, whatever the case is. All they did was reorganized their business to put them in position to go out there and carry on so that they can proceed with their business or proceed with business as usual. So again, it's not that they were broke or poor, their business got shut down. They were just protecting their assets. Did you know wealthy people file bankruptcy really just as a sheer means to protect their assets? So, there's a famous entertainer. Some of you guys may know him, a rapper out of New York by the name of Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. He filed bankruptcy. Now, by no stretch of means is he broke. He filed bankruptcy to protect his assets. Let me show you what that looks like. So let's say you own a couple assets. You got, an apartment building, you own, 2 homes, you have, some liquid capital in the bank or whatever the case is. And then someone decides to sue you because we live in the most, litigious society, in the world. People sue people for no apparent reason. Now, I don't know the details of the case of why he got sued or whatever the case was, but he said, you know what? I'm not going to let you come after what I worked so hard to build over the course of my career. And I would rather protect my assets before I let you do that. A lot of times that's what bankruptcy is. For that business owner who's a real estate investor, let's say you own 4 properties. Okay. So you have these properties and you have a tenant that slips and falls in one of those 4 properties. guess what? They can come and sue you. But when you learn how to properly position yourself or properly position your business, most successful real estate investors usually are going to have their properties under business entities such as an LLC, incorporation, or an S Corp, or whatever the case is. Now, with that being said, let's say you owned these houses outright and they were under your personal name. Someone slipped and fall, they can come after everything that you own. But when you have it under your business, guess what can happen? Let's say you have property one under LLC 1, and the person slips and fall, and they want to try to attack you and sue you. Guess what? You can bankrupt that LLC to protect all your additional assets. Now, of course, there's some legalities and different things, so definitely consult your attorney to make sure that you're structured properly. But again, it's not because this person was broke or poor or had a lack of means. Again, he was protecting his assets. Now, let's go to the latter end of that for those individuals who are, strongly considering bankruptcy. Now, again, from a standpoint of a lack of finances, one may feel they need to file bankruptcy because the bills are mounting up and they just don't know what to do. So the first thing I recommend that you do is that you get with a specialist who understands credit. Because did you know that a lot of the times you don't even have to file bankruptcy, because a lot of the debts in the old collection and charge off accounts that are trying to collect from you legally, they can't even come after you because it's past the statute of limitations. And so let's say you're in that scenario, then you don't have to file bankruptcy. They can't come after you or sue you. So that's why I say the only time I ever recommend bankruptcy from a standpoint of a consumer is if you're having your wages garnished, meaning a creditor got a court order to be able to garnish your wages, which means they can, take a percentage of your paycheck every time you get paid. Then yes, to protect my wages again. So if you think about it, even as a consumer, you're protecting your assets. What is your asset here? It's your paycheck. Your paycheck is your asset. So to protect that, filing bankruptcy definitely could be a strategy to help you, to position you and to protect you, but definitely understanding which one you would fall under. You want to consult your local attorney and understand that life after bankruptcy, there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I had a client who filed bankruptcy, I want to say about 7 years ago, and she felt like it was the end of the world. Now, it wasn't that it was the end of the world, it was that she didn't have access to the proper information. So after, being able to consult with her, working with her one-on-one, I was able to show her some strategies to, first of all, climb out of the bankruptcy, position her to go and fix her credit. And now she was able to start her business, and we were able to help her business get access to over $89,000 of startup capital to start her business. Now, keep in mind, she had filed bankruptcy in the past and thought it was over, or take another situation where we had someone, who had filed bankruptcy. They're about 19 months out of the discharge of the bankruptcy. Again, thought life was over, but we were able to help him reposition his credit, restructure and give him some information that he wasn't, privy to, or he felt he didn't have access to. And now, not only has he purchased his first home for himself, his wife, and his family, they're already 2 investment properties in. So again, bankruptcy is not the end of the world. It's definitely a scenario where you can climb up out of. But one of the things that I always really like to for people to understand is that it's not that we have a lack of problems. We have a lack of solutions. They say most people focus on a problem. So I want you to get up today and stop focusing on a problem. And let's focus on a solution. Let me help you create that solution. Let me help you find that solution and understand there's a solution after bankruptcy. So again, make sure you reach out, make sure you follow, you share this video, and you let everyone know bankruptcy. It's not a dirty little word. It's really just restructuring and reorganizing. So I appreciate your time for me to share this information with you. Again, information that, has changed my life. And I really want to give this information to you as my gift and hope that you not only take this information, but you take it and run with it, because they say, knowledge is powerful. And I say, no, applied knowledge is powerful. So now that you have this information, make sure you apply it, and I'll see you guys at the top.